We've always wanted to know if our viewers had any great business ideas and whether they'd cut us in on the profits if they ever made it. But seriously, we asked you 2 weeks ago to email us your ideas, and we've invited LaBarre to come back and evaluate some of them in this week's Brainstorm segment. You'll recall that Polly's a co-author of Mavericks at Work, Why the Most Original Minds in Business Win. Polly, thanks for coming back.
Great to be here.
Let's get to a couple of our emails. The first one comes from Dave in Wisconsin, and he says, my Maverick is Scott Kirkpatrick, president of the Extra Bold Portfolio School. Extra Bold is an advertising school where students are given actual assignments for real clients. Students receive creative brief and they come up with ideas and finally present their concepts to the actual client. What do you think?
Well, this is a great idea to do real work with real clients right off the bat. It's not only a great way to learn, it actually speaks to a mind flip about where great ideas come from. So the general prejudice in business is the best ideas come from the most experienced people. But sometimes the freshest and most compelling ideas come from the most naive and untrained minds. So I think this practice of putting beginners to work right off the bat for real clients, it's going to yield some wonderful surprises and also a lot of very messy failures. I mean, let's face it, that's what innovation is all about.
And we've seen that trend. We've seen companies recruiting people just from their consumer base to send ideas in. So this beauty of the fact that good ideas are out there for the taking. Right,
and not just from young people, but from untrained, fresh minds, people who come from different parts of the world.
Let's go to the next one. It is an email from North Carolina, from Maxine. She sent us some information on her husband, Robert Ferris. He builds schools and that changed some of the rules in how you build schools. She writes, by the time a school system is able to break ground, the cost has skyrocketed during the funding process. Robert knew public-private partnerships could solve this problem. He then worked to get state laws changed so that now, until the school system opens a school building, the developer is responsible for the entire facility. This guarantees a better product and a shorter wait time for the school system. Most people often give up when they hit hurdles, like the law won't allow it.
Well, this is an architecture firm, but what they're doing is they're not just putting products out there and building business, they're advancing a cause. And this is a core Maverick theme, that you don't just chase market opportunities, you look for an opportunity to make a difference. And so they're building what they call dream schools, and they're willing to go to the mat to the point of, pushing legislation through to fight for the ideas that they stand for. And that's a core Maverick theme.
Can we just put in a quick plug for something you wrote about 10 years ago, someone we've known about for a long time, Muhammad Yunus. He won the Nobel Peace Prize this year for microfinance, for lending little amounts of money to poor people.
The poorest people. He is the ultimate maverick in my book. He's not just trying to reinvent an industry, he is trying to create a better world. So he started the Grameen Bank about 30 years ago in Bangladesh, and the idea behind it was, poor people stay poor because they don't have access to credit. They don't have access to credit because banks don't think they're credit worthy. His simple insight was, it's not that people aren't credit worthy, it's that banks aren't people worthy. So he invented a whole way to give these small mini loans, mostly to women. 97% of the loans go to women. They have 7 million borrowers. They've laid out $5.7 billion, 99% recovery rate, and they've created a real revolution, not just in banking, but in putting a dent in poverty.
One of the best things I've ever heard him say is that he'd like to see a museum to poverty, so that people who don't know what poverty is one day can come back and look at it as if it's something in the past. Polly, thank you for doing this, and thank you for your book, which really opens people's eyes.
Thank you so much.
Polly LaBarre is co-author of Mavericks at Work, Why the Most Original Minds in Business Win.